Hello and welcome, it's me Martin and I've got another video here today. Today I'm going to be looking at some of the mistakes I made when I first started teaching online. So let's get started. So teaching online can be an extremely lonely profession. You're stuck at home, possibly during this lockdown now, and you're going to be teaching students who are not located physically in the same room or same country. They're probably going to be located elsewhere in the world. And for teachers, it can be a very lonely job itself if you're teaching remotely from home. And the first mistake I made was actually not really connecting with other online teachers to share tips and advice. I thought, well, this is my own profession, this is what I'm doing, and not really connecting like you would in a physical staff room or in a physical school. Just doing what I'm doing and trying to do as best as I can, but not really sharing my experiences with other teachers who are teaching remotely as well. So the advice that I would recommend for anyone who's starting out teaching remotely is to try and connect with other teachers when you are inexperienced and you want to share ideas or receive ideas from other experienced online teachers, and hopefully this will help you become a better online English teacher. The second mistake that I made was actually not looking at the camera. Now, when you're teaching online, you could be using either your inbuilt webcam or you could be using an external webcam. And if you're using a webcam, whether it's internal or external, you have to look at the camera, you know, the lens itself, not looking at the screen, because if I don't look, as I'm doing now, if I don't look at you, you'd feel distracted, you feel like I'm not really connecting with you. And it's the same for online teaching. If you're teaching online, you need to make that contact with the lens of the webcam. Otherwise, students will feel disconnected, they feel that the teacher's not really connecting or associating themselves with the student or students. So try and look at the lens. I know it's going to be quite difficult and quite unnatural, but you know, when you're making a video yourself or when you're recording, it's more natural to look, as I am now, at the lens. The next mistake that I made when it comes down to online English teaching is actually planning too much. As teachers, we have to prepare quite a lot of material in advance to the lesson, because if you don't prepare, if you don't plan, you're not going to be delivering a quality lesson that you're happy with. And with remote teaching, it's kind of difficult because you need to try and work out, especially when you're first starting out, how much preparation is required and how much material you're expected to go through a remote online lesson. But I suppose it's not really a problem itself if you're planning too much, but try to reflect on what you're planning and try and see whether you're actually achieving what you're setting out to achieve. If you're not completing all the tasks that you prepare, then have a think about what would happen if I just prepare a little less. Okay, so if I'm doing 3 activities, what would happen if I do 2? Would that improve my lesson planning? Would that improve the free time that I have available rather than trying to focus too much before the lesson? So have a think about how much time you're spending when it comes down to lesson planning. The final mistake that I encountered, it's really connected with the previous mistake or issue that arose, is that I was expecting too much from the students. Now, with students, you can expect them to complete certain tasks. But if you're going to be including various things such as different websites and different activities and listenings and readings and writings, and you're trying to stretch your learners, if you're trying to push them to achieve too much, then you'll feel deflated when it comes to the end of the lesson and they haven't really achieved what you set out to achieve at the beginning. So always have a think about what your aims are, how much your students are capable of completing, and it's really reflecting on what you've achieved, what hasn't been achieved, and what sort of changes could be made whilst you're teaching online. So I hope today's video was useful. Apologies, I've got a bit of a cold coming, hopefully nothing COVID related. So I'm just trying to shift this cold at the moment. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions, if you've encountered any problems or issues that I've mentioned before. And if there's any issues that I haven't mentioned, if there's anything that you've encountered that is worth sharing for other subscribers, that would be great. Take it easy, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.